All right, let's just jump right in. If you're in marketing or you create content, you can feel it, right? The ground is literally shifting under our feet. AI is completely tearing up the old rulebook for search, and what got you to the top spot yesterday, well, it might be totally useless tomorrow. So let's get into it. You know, for years, getting that #1 spot on Google, that was everything. It was the holy grail. But what if I told you that coveted ranking is, well, becoming obsolete? That's the huge question we've got to tackle, like right now.
And here's the culprit. Meet the AI overview. This thing is the new king of the hill, sitting right at the very top of the page. And if you think about it from a user's perspective, you get your answer, all neat and summarized, right there. So why would you scroll down and click on anything else? Your motivation just plummets. See, visibility isn't about being on the page anymore, it's about being in the answer.
So this brings us to a really big problem. The very metrics our entire industry was built on, impressions, rankings, and especially clicks, they're becoming dangerously outdated. The whole click-based model, it's broken.
And if you need proof, just look at this number, 54.6%. Let that sink in for a second. Data shows that when one of these AI overviews shows up, the click-through rate for that top organic spot can drop by over half. Poof! More than half your potential traffic, just gone.
And here's the real kicker. The AI can literally use your data. It can pull from your amazing research, and it can build its answer on the back of all your hard work. But if it doesn't mention your brand by name, you're basically invisible. You did all the work, and you get zero credit. It's a tough pill to swallow.
Oh, but it gets even trickier. It's not just that the AI is summarizing your stuff. The real question is, who gets the credit? And this is where these things called answer aggregators come into the picture.
Okay, so how does this actually happen? Well, it's pretty simple when you break it down. AI models, they love consensus. They love big, high-authority sites. So places like Wikipedia, Reddit, Quora, they're like candy to an AI. So get this. The AI might see an amazing insight that you originally published on your blog. But because that same idea was talked about on a Reddit thread, guess who gets the citation? Yep, Reddit. You do the work, they get the glory.
Okay, I know this sounds a little doom and gloom, but this is not a eulogy for SEO. Far from it. And I love this quote from Jasper's CMO L'Oreal Lynch. She says, "Search is the same game it's always been. Now you just need a different playbook." That's it. The goal hasn't changed. We still want to connect with people through search. We need a whole new playbook.
So what's in this new playbook? Well, it's all about adding 2 new layers on top of the SEO foundation you've already built. They're called GEO and AEO. Let's break them down.
First up, you've got GEO, or Generative Engine Optimization. Think of this as SEO, but for the robots. You're not trying to rank a web page for a person to click. Nope. Your goal is to make your content so good, so authoritative, that the AI models themselves, like ChatGPT or Gemini, look at it and say, wow, this is a trusted source, and then cite you by name.
Then there's AEO, Answer Engine Optimization. This one is super tactical. It's all about formatting your content to be easily, well, extracted. You're basically spoon-feeding the AI. You're creating these perfect little snippets, lists, and FAQs so that Google's AI overviews can just lift them, word for word, and pop them right into the answer box.
And this chart here just lays it all out so clearly. Old school SEO, you want to rank a page. GEO, you want to be cited by an LLM. AEO, you want to get your content extracted directly into that AI overview. You can see how the goals, the content, and even the metrics are all a bit different, but they all have to work together.
I love this way of thinking about it. It's like a 3-layer cake. SEO is not going anywhere. That's your solid foundation. Then you add the AEO layer, which makes your content super easy for the AI to grab. And right on top, you have GEO, the icing on the cake that establishes you as a true authority that just has to be cited.
Okay, so new game, new playbook. That means we need a new scoreboard, right? How do we even know if we're winning? Clicks and rankings just aren't going to cut it anymore. We need totally new KPIs for this new AI world.
This is basically your new translation guide. So instead of just tracking organic traffic, now we're all about citation share. Instead of backlinks, we're looking at something called authority weight. And brand mentions, that's too simple. Now we have to analyze AI sentiment.
So what did these actually mean? Real quick, citation share is just how often you're mentioned versus your competitors. Sentiment is easy. Is the AI saying good, bad, or neutral things about you? And authority weight, this one is huge. It's how you're mentioned, There's a world of difference between just being another source and being framed as according to the experts at.
And why should you even care about all this? Well, how about this number, 4.4x? According to SEMrush, a visitor who comes to you from an AI search is over 4 times more valuable than a regular organic visitor. Why? Because they show up with a ton more context and way higher intent.
All right, we've talked about the problem. We've talked about the new mindset. Now let's get down to brass tacks. What do you actually do? Here is a 5-step action plan to get you started winning in AI search.
It's pretty straightforward, really. 1. Automate your research to really get intent. 2. Structure your content for the bots. 3. Build serious authority. 4. Optimize for both the big ideas and the little snippets. And 5. You gotta measure and iterate using those new AI metrics we just talked about.
Let's double-click on number 3 for a second, building authority, because this is absolutely key. It really just means showing your work. You need to put real author names with real expertise on your content. You need to back up everything you say with original data. You got to get your name mentioned on those big sites like Reddit that the AI already trusts. Be transparent. All of these are trust signals that scream to an AI, hey, this is a credible source.
Now, as you start looking at the data, you're gonna find gaps. You'll see places where a competitor is getting mentioned and you're not. And it's so important not to see this as a failure. It's not. Just like seeing a keyword ranking drop, a citation gap is just data. It's a flashing light telling you, hey, here's an opportunity to optimize.
So let's just leave it with this thought. That AI answer box, that is the new front page of the internet. It's the new first impression. It's where trust and authority are decided in a split second. So the question you have to go back and ask your team is this: is our brand telling the kind of story that an AI would actually want to repeat?